it's me. Hey y'all, you see me when you're following FYP, YT, YMCMB, AMG, DDG, USB, ABC, blah blah blah, because it's Vahosi Revenge Confessions. And please do not forget to keep subscribing to my YouTube channel, Tanata Marimira. While you are at it, please do not forget to buy wigs from me. Save my number, go on my catalog, browse on my catalog, say hi, save my number, then what I'm trying to achieve, my status angle. Okay, now I know yesterday you guys complained because I did not say grrr. So anyway, let's get it. Grrr. Right, nyaya yedu ya nasi munhu yedu tichamuti Maggie ndaona comment yako wati ronzvo please imboshandisa Maggie, and I was like hasana mboshandisa Maggie Mukaranga. Now that I think of it, so yeah, munhu yedu anasi tichamuti Maggie, anditika Maggie aka Big Mama. So Maggie says she was 15 years of age vachigara kumusha nemaparents ake, and ndiyanga ari last born mumba mevana 8, and she was the last born. Not only was she the last born, but she was the only girl child pavana 8 yevabereki vake. So antaroti zvinhu zvezvamunoverenga zvinhu zvaiitika anditi paakazvarwa antaroti, you know, things were just something else in Zimbabwe at that time. Like life was just difficult. Tochungoti, there was the Great Depression. So there was a very, very rich man, Aigaramo Naronda Mabo, and that rich man told the parents, listen, I can help you, but in exchange for this help, you give me your child once she's of age. Aitechi Mutsimai wangu. And the parents and the brothers said, you know what, that's a great idea. Tipechi chekudya nechekunwa. Toita say tuzopemwa nedukana ita say kana asamuka. Now this is something chekuti Maggie akakura achiudzwa nana mainini nana tete vachiti iwo ruzi wotori mukadzi wemunhu, and that guy always called echi mudzimai wangu, and she just never comprehended why does this guy keep calling me that. Chirungu, keep calling me that. But anyway, with time she ended up really understanding kuti ndo zviripo, and nekuda kwaizvozvo she ended up delaying kuenda kumamenzes kwake. What I'm trying to say is akaenda kumamenzes kwake at the age of 13, but she told no one. Akada chingofunzwa namai vake, because vabereki vake nemasiblings ake never had that discussion with her. So mai vake igara chingomufunza chingoti hausati waenda, chingoti no handisati, and then ndobva wasongozvionawo paangani 15 years, and then ndobva vaudza murume wavo nemurume wake, ndobva varungana kuti chi mwana ngaachita sei, ngaachiuya arorwe nani na Big Mike, totongati Big Mike. Kurorwa kwake na Big Mike ndobva patongoita chivanhu chaicho, the way it really happens, ndobva atoita sei, ndobva arorwa, ndobva aendeswa kumurume. You know what, I forgot to give a trigger warning, I'm really sorry, but yeah, you know, involve child marriages. So ndobva aenda kumurume ndobva atamba chirora chake the way she's supposed to, and you know, it was just against her will, because munhu wanga asingasiye, munhu wanga asingadi, ranga ritoriwo baba. You can just imagine 15 years later uti munhu yanga akura sei. But anyway, she ended up getting married to this guy, and she was the 6th wife to this man. Now zvakazoitika ndezvekuti aita mukadzi wechi6, aigara achiudza vakadzi vake kuti mukadzi wangu wechi6 pachaya ndiye the world final boss, wekuti like ndiye mukadzi wangu wekupedzisira, ndichaite zvimwe zvinhu. So akasvika ari kanyachide kainyatsodiwa and whatever. She said as much as zvinazvo zvaita zvekuti ndandisiri kumuda and whatever, but like I was loved zvezvekuti ndaitirwa zvese zvandoda and stuff like that. And she ended up being the only woman akaelevatwa na Big Mike akaendeswa nogara kupi kuHarare. So she had a house in Harare, zvinhu zvake zvichitofaya. She started going for my driving lessons and stuff, and she kind of emancipated herself, right? Smart girl, I guess. Zvakazoitika ndezvekuti Big Mike vanga kugarawo kuHarare most of the time, because remember Maggie was the final boss, saka vaitoda kugara vana nyachidiwawo padhuze, ende vaiziva kuti nyachida chimwana ichidika akazoona varume kunze uku panenge pashata. Nawo zvakazoitika ndezvekuti Maggie akugara ake kuHarare kweke, akabvaita shamwari yake tichaiti Anita, anditi abva atanga kutamba neshamwari yake yainzi Anita, and you know achitongomudzwa Anita, ndomamirira kaita situation yangu, you know, just confiding in a friend about your life story. confided in a friend about her life story, you know. Anita was just like, oh girl, I feel you, you know, and stuff like that. Now Big Mike he was just split life living, and like so like he was that flexible in you know. So he was the boss, so you get what I'm trying to say. So anyway, ndobva zvazoitwa kuti chi musikana akazobatawo chi pamuviri, akabata pamuviri when she was about to turn 18, and Big Mike was so happy. And not only was it pamuviri, she ended up realizing she's actually gonna have my twins, and Big Mike was very protective of those twins. And you know, as time passed by, she ended up realizing what my twins are komana. Now imagine my twins over komana. It was just like, you know what, final boss wangu vazviita. And her parents and family were still well taking care of Nani na Big Mike. Mimba yake payanga yakuma 6 months, she noticed kuti Big Mike havachabatikire zvekudaro, and she was just wondering what chii chiri kuitika. So there was a time yekuti Big Mike just went AWOL, but her family was like, Big Mike vamboya vachitiona, he's doing very well chichichi, but it's very unfortunate he's going to be not around you for quite some time. But even if you know like a very serious project, but you know, he loves you and stuff like that. And then she's just like, as long as I'm well taken care of, it's okay. And then she was just like, whatever. And then she ended up, you know, trying to contact Anita, and Anita was a bit busy at Chimboyo, but she was just busy. She was just busy working, new job and stuff like that. So she didn't have anyone to confide in. And then, you know, she just started making friends with Vanwe Muraini Maigara. And then a particular day, there was a neighbor akaona Anita achimudapamba pake, and she was like, iwe unotaura nemusikana zvikanzi munotowirirana zvodaro chichi zvikanzi you know, I wish to be like you zvikanzi why zvikanzi hapana. And then that neighbor just went quiet. Another time futi Anita obva away, and then that neighbor said the same thing. And then she was like, what's really going on? And that's when she said, iwe unoziva kuti this lady is seeing your husband. Zvikanzi, what do you mean? Zvikanzi, this lady is seeing your husband akarorwa last week. Zvikanzi, what do you mean? Zvikanzi, akarorwa nani nemurume wako iwewe last week. And she said, how? Zvikanzi, girl, I don't know. Indangotiwo since zvonzi murume wako ane vamwe vakadziwo uri wechi6 and stuff, ndatongotiwo, you know, ndosaka ndaigara ndichikubvunza kuti your friendship ndoida and stuff, pandaishawo ndozvibvunzawo sei, but pane pandakatozoona kuti iwewechi utori murima hapana chauri kuziya. At that time anga kuda kuti ndonosvara, and that's when she started telling her family chichi, and her family was like, don't worry, rega tizotaura nemukwasha, tizotaura nemukwasha. Then she told anamaini nanatete vaive vaimupota vachimupa heads up, and they said, can you also say your family yako yakapa murume uyu mvumo yekunorora another woman? Zvikanzi, what do you mean? Zvikanzi, yeah, Big Mike married your friend. Isitaishaitokudza sei because tatakanzi tisakudze vachazokudza vega, but clearly they still haven't told you. Big Mike married your friend, and your family gave that guy a blessing, and they were given cows to say ndotora mumwe mukadzi, and they gamchirad the cows, you know what I mean. And she was bitter, and antaura kuti ndakatozopinda mu early labor. Do you know it's very rare kuti chinzi mwana azvarwa at 8 months, but akazvarwa mwana at 8 months, but there were some complications. No one from her family came because she had just scolded munhu wese kuti how could you do this chichichi. Saka akatozoyana mainino yana natete vekuseri veve ndo vakatozouya vachimbatsira. And then she realized kuti iwe zvinhu zvacho pandimire chi pakaoma. And then tobva angoti no, it's fine. And then Big Mike obva uya akati sorry friend yebva yati sorry chichi hanzi ndikati it's fine. Inini ndichaita sei, ndicharamba hangu ndichita sei, ndichingoita play dumb, it's okay. And then the friend angakupota achiuya Anita pepe Big Mike vakuita splitter amongst 7 women. Saka tongoti pavakadzi wapapa na Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, befitting, you know what I mean. So Maggie aizoti nasi Big Mike havasikuya kwangu vari kwaningi. And then one particular day she said rega ndidzokere kumusha. Adzokera kumusha obva anotaura na munoziyana mbuya vemaraino munenge muchiti he mbuya vanoroya chichichi. Ndobva aenda nambuya vavo vemaraino kumusha kwavo vanoroya, akavaudza akati ndozviripo, ndoda kuti vanhu vagadzirwe vese, my family, my baba nemabrothers angu, musikana uyu na Big Mike vagadzirei. Guys, these how many people? about 8 people varoda kugadzirwa. Mbuya vakati I need zvinhu zvinovawisa closer to them, like tomboti for example inini ndobva ndanzi chivhudzi iwe vonzi tsiye, but basically she took like something that belongs to them, like their hair, nzara dzavo, and stuff like that. And it was not difficult because remember she was close to all those people, so it was not something that was very difficult. And then Gogo was like, when you have collected everything, let me know. It did not happen overnight, it did not happen over a week, it took time because it requires a lot of plotting, but anyway she managed to get all the things needed. And then Gogo vazviisa somewhere, and then she said kana zvazovira I'll give you a call. And Gogo called exactly after 30 days. After 30 days ndobva adzokera kumusha, and Gogo said zvinhu zvezvaita I need you kuti pakati peusiku uende kumba kwenyu pachivanze penyu paipai unoita sei, unodira zvinhu izvi. Vese vanhu vane mapadza ari papo vakatsika ipapo, misfortune and doom move before them. And then kana usvika Harare unoita the same kumba kwaanita, and then kana big mike wako yomba kwako unoita the same kusaidi kwavanorara and stuff like that. So she did all those things she was asked to do. Now it happened kuti zvinhu zvakatora some time to work, but Gogo vakamudza kuti I see kuti iwewe there's going to be a point where you're going to run away, but when you come back a certain spell is going to be completed. And then she was just like, okay, we'll see. Now zvinhu zvakatanga kusamika sense. And then at this particular point Anita was having consecutive miscarriages over a span of 2 years. She was having my miscarriage, and then vanobva vafamba. And then kusaidi kwana momzawo zvinhu zvazvisamike sense because big mike vanga vaomesa moyo for some reason people didn't know. Ndofunga ndokugadzirwa chi kwanga aitwa big mike vanga vaomesa moyo, so umba kwavanga vasanyatsochengetwe, and like things were just falling apart for the brothers. Vaita zvekurima zvisashande, vaita zvekurima donje as well zvisashande, the marriages were not working, like things were just not making sense, kuchingorwarwarwara and stuff like that. So eventually people had to waka kuti what's going on, and that's when they were told kuti this is the wrath of someone omakaita sei omakakanganisira, and she's bitter, very very bitter. And ndopa akazongoona kuti you know what, ndabatwa panapa. And now this is like 3 years later, and then she just left with her kids and she went to South Africa. Achisvika South Africa she started working basa remumba, and it just so happened kuti twins ake were the same age nevana vemurungu, and murungu was so impressed by the kids. They were very smart, they got scholarships to go to Italy. Eventually she followed to Italy, but she started investing, and then she had to go back to Africa. She left the kids in Italy, she went back to Africa, West Africa to be specific. She started staying in West Africa. She says the day akasvika ku West Africa, guys, was the day it was announced kuti Big Mike and Anita vaita accident over, and Matio Dizabo were literally the time that she arrived in West Africa. Now she ended up being in exile because wanakati, hey, you killed them, chichichi. But then at the same time her family became outcast because wangakudzana amadza big mike kuti dai mama usina daiso mwana wenyu dai angasina kutiitira, and stuff like that. So she just started living her life on her own, and she started knowing what love feels like, because anga kudanana na someone in West Africa. Achidanana nemfeso ya West Africa, the relationship became very serious to the extent that the mom was like, I need to test her before she marries my son. And then and she was told that the woman whom your son is marrying is very dangerous, and that's when she was told the whole story. And then she just came hey, so and then she was just like, and the mom-in-law was like, I don't blame you. So she was just told the woman is dangerous, so your son must never ever tamper with her. She says her mom-in-law and her husband are very scared of her. I don't know what type of person you have that be helping you for you to scare West African person when it comes to juju. I'm just saying, not stereotyping, but I'm like, you know what I mean. So anyway, her and her husband got married and stuff. She does not talk to her parents. One of her brothers passed on, and when he passed on, he was just like, I'm really sorry and stuff. And she just felt like, I feel like I needed to do this because Wagan Kanganisra life for a very long time. You know what I mean? Wagan Kanganisra life for a very long time. They oppressed her right to education, her right to choose whom to love, her right to be a child. She was just denied so many rights, and if you guys just look at it, it's just so unfair. Like having a life planned for you to that extent is just insane. You know what I mean? Like super duper insane. But Maggie says, listen, there is no shame, ladies. Sometimes when it means you have to protect yourself to do things like this, you just gotta do it. Nina, I just want to say I feel for people who are still living that type of life in 2026. We know Tinema Church, particular churches in Zim, that still see child marriages as something that's just normal. We've seen stories 14 years on because they were giving birth, just because a 60-year-old sacked man said he ended whatever 12 years old, just because some wrinkled old freak is saying he'd had a dream me being his wife. Like, what the hell, bro? You know what I mean? So this story really gets to me, because I like fight for women's rights and human's rights. Like, it's just insane. You know what I mean? It's just so insane. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the story. You are seeing the story because it's a Thursday. I know I'm recording it on a Wednesday, but you're seeing the story because it's a Thursday, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and happy salary week. Happy salary week. Gift my videos if you can, and gift my lives if you can, and yeah, bye bye.